Hi team, welcome back to Meta Tutorials. In this tutorials, we are going to see how to do texture for this round table in Substance Painter. In last two tutorials, we see how to model this round table, and in second tutorial, we see how to do UV Andra for this round table. So I have shared the link in the descriptions, so you can use this for your reference. This is the third video. As I said, in this video, we are going to see how to do texture for this wood in Substance Painter. Okay, before we jump this model into Substance Painter, we need to do some small checkings. The first and foremost thing is we need to check the UV Andra for these tables. So we have done the UV Andra in last video, so no problem. The second and very most thing is we need to check the face orientations. So I go to this drop down and I click this one. Okay, whatever shown in a blue color, it is perfectly face oriented. Whatever shown in a red color, it's a wrong face oriented. So we need to correct this one. So if you notice down, the top thing is wrongly face oriented. That is why it is in red color. So we will correct it first. Now we are in object mode. This is a single object. So I press tab to switch to object to edit mode. Now we are inside the edit mode. So I press A to select everything inside the particular object, and I go to mesh, normals, flip. Yes, immediately you can see the result change into blue color. So this orientation is fine. So I give tab again to go to object mode, and I select the second object. Again I press tab to go to edit mode. I select any one of the properties and I press A to select everything. Same thing, mesh, normals, flip. Okay, this is also fine. So I press tab again. So if you notice down, everything is blue. That means the face orientation is corrected. So now we need to export this particular object only, because we have one avatar here. This avatar is very high polygon. We need to export only this round table. Okay, for that I select this entire round table and I go to file, export, and I give FBX. So I plan to get it as a FBX only, and I name this table as round table underscore English. This is the name of the FBX. The location is already selected, and here we need to notice down some small points. Okay, I don't want this camera, lamp, aperture and everything. I need only the mesh. So I select only the mesh. Okay, if you notice down, only the blue color lines come for the mesh. So that means only mesh will come. And second foremost thing is selected objects. That means now I have selected only this tool. That is why you can see that red color strokes. Here I give only selected objects and I give FBX. So if you notice down on the particular place, yeah, this is the place, round table underscore English. This is the FBX which we exported from the Blender. It's time to open the Substance Painter now. So I select, give Substance Painter. Okay, once you open the Substance Painter, get interface like this. I go to file and I give new. And here I give select and I select that particular FBX which we export from the Blender. Okay, this is one, round table underscore English. So I given as open and I give OK. I did not change anything. Okay, the document size is 1024. Okay, and we are going to do this for AR/VR only. So that's why I go with 1024 and I give OK. Okay, this is the imported objects. So before we start the texture, we'll see the navigations of Substance Painter. Okay, the basics navigations. Alt is a very key person for this Substance Painter. So if I press Alt and press my middle mouse button and move my mouse toward left or right side, it will pan the object toward left side or right side. The first one is Alt and middle mouse button. The second one is Alt and left click. If I move my mouse toward right side, means it rotate toward right side. Same thing, if I move my mouse toward left side, means it's rotate toward left sides. And very last option is Alt and right click, and move my mouse toward right side, means zoom in. left side means zoom out. Okay, and the second set of options is F1 and F2 and F3. If I press F1 means we get both the outputs, that means 3D as well as 2D. If I want to see only in 3D means I have to press F2, and if I want to see only in 2D means I have to press F3. Okay, so F1, F2, F3 is for views, and Alt left click middle mouse button you have already seen. So I need to see only in 3D view, so I press F2. So I can see in 3D view, and if you notice down the entire model, I did not see any hole or any bigger thing. So that means our model is perfect and it is fit for work in Substance Painter. Okay, first before we start any texture, we need to bake the objects. So I go to File, Texture Settings, and I give Bake Mesh Map. Here we need to change some options. I'm going to use this model for AR/VR. Okay, the maximum output size for AR/VR is 1K, and the system configuration also low. So I go with a 1K. Here you get option until 4K. So this is the output for the 1024 is for 1K, and I did not change anything here. I changed the anti-aliasing as 2:2. Nothing, I did not change anything. I give bake selected textures. Okay, based on the system speed and the polygon counts, the baking time may vary. The baking work is completed, that's why it's turned into OK. So I give OK. Now we are in texture set setting. I switch to texture set setting to layer, and I open this little bit up. I plan to apply wooden textures for this round table. So I am in material mode. So here I type it as wood, WOOD, wood. Okay, in this default texture we have three textures. So one is the new wooden texture because we have some glassy here. This is a 2-volt wooden texture and rough texture. I am okay with this wooden walnuts. So I press here and drag and drop it here. Yes, this is the output of the particular texture for these tables. If you notice down, as of my knowledge, the texture should come in vertical thing for this 4 legs, and from here it should come in a horizontal way. So what we can do, we rotate this entire texture to 90 degrees. So this is the rotate options. I press here and type it as 90 and I press enter. Yes, this is the output which I need. What I feel the scale is too high, so I can increase the scale level also. This is the scale value. Here I type it as 2.5 and I give OK. Yes, this is the perfect one. It's not too new table, right? So this one is fine. The roughness is also good. There is no that much of glossy. It's 100% fine. It's time to export this output to Blender. So I go to File, Export Textures. Here we need to do some small works. The first option is exporting areas. So I select this one and I browse the folder which we need to export the texture. So this is fine. And second thing is output templates. Here we need to create a template for a Blender. So I go to output template. This PBR metallic roughness is the closest output for a Blender. So I'll take this duplicate. I rename it as BLE_2. Okay, we can rename it whatever we want because I have already created this rename Blender 1, 2. It's all created. For your learning only I do this. So BLE_2 is that template which we create. We don't want these last two options, so I delete this, and we want this OpenGL. So I click and drag to this, drag here. I drag it in RGB channel and I change it as RGB channel. That's it. Nothing should be changed. And I go to settings. So what are the template? We remember it, BLE_2, and we need to select the output format. For me PNG is fine, so I'll select PNG 8-bit. Nothing changes needed. I given as export. That's it. If you go to that particular slide, yes, this is the output texture which we get it from the Substance Painter. Now we need to import this texture into the Blender. Okay, for that what we need to do, first I clear the face orientation and I select this objects. So I open the Blender, I go to edit, preference, where is preference? Yes, preference. In add-ons I type it as node, N-O-D-E, node. I made this node wrangler in enable. If it is not enable for you, means please make it as enable. Okay, and I close this one. I select the particular object and now I am in modeling mode. I switch from modeling mode to shading mode. Once I went to shading mode, we can notice it down. I select the particular object and this is the texture for this stool. Okay, so I delete this one. I select this principal BSF. I give Control Shift and T. I repeat, Control Shift and T. T for toy. I browse that particular output from the Substance Painter. Principal texture setup. I select it and I give principal texture setup. That's it. Our work is completed. This is the output which we get from Substance Painter. This is the Substance Painter output. So we have successfully implemented that output in Blender. That's it, man. Our work is completed. If you have any doubt on this tutorials, you can ask in comment sections. If you like this tutorials, give me a thumbs up and share this tutorial to your friends. In next tutorials, we see with one more good modeling in Blender, and in this channels we are going to see Blender, Substance Painter, 3ds Max, After Effects, Unreal. So please refer these channels to your friends. Thank you for watching these tutorials.